Guys, welcome back. Hope you had a great week. So last week we were kind of discussing that, the wave five is likely gonna end. You can see that we're almost at 618 to the target, which is at 5060. So yeah, I do think that we are gonna complete the wave five pretty soon. It's probably the upper bound of where this would be completed. And we're probably, gonna pull back kind of for the wave four. And I do think it could be something like this wherein this is our A, this is our B, this is our C wave in a wave four. Something like this is possible in the market given that extended, right? And this area would coincide with the 382 fib. So it would actually be a good area for a pullback. So something like this.
This short clip is presented by Community. Fast track your learning curve and profit with our LaDuc Trading Discord community. It is ideal for beginners who love the chase. Community provides access to not only Samantha's daily market thoughts and chase trades, but also her fabulous team of live stage mentors who share their actual trades and risk management stops across equities, options, and futures. You also get access to custom trade support when you need it. For more information, visit www.laductrading.com/community.
You can kind of see the same pattern in the Qs as well. Finishing off that wave three, if we break 438, then we're going to push 442, 445, but that's probably as high as I think it goes before we kind of pull back, to this base supply area. For that to take place, though, we would need the wicks to cool up. We did gap up, but as you can see, kind of just going sideways. And we are, technically, this is kind of a range, 14.5 to like 12.5. So, the wicks could do an ABC before it does that, a more nuclear sell-off to make a new low, something like that is very possible on the wicks. But again, if we hold that, it is possible. But if wicks starts to, kind of break this 1238, then, probably comes down to fill this lower gap at 11. A lower wicks can't really show the market. The wicks has not bid and the dollar rate. As long as the dollar holds above 103.8 and the dollar starts making, starts breaking out, that would put pressure on equities. But if we start to break this level, then again, can't really short the market. I would have to draw some upper fib levels, and some fib levels that I think can be possible would be if the dollar breaks down instead of breaking out. How can you waive that? It's a good question. So I would say if we don't start to see any pullback kind of this week and make an upward kind of channel here, there is kind of this trend line. So if we had to, kind of force an upward channel. So if we cannot reject off this 506, 5050, 5060 level, then some upper targets would be 5110. And even, the next fib level is at 5200. That would be a melt up. But yeah, I do see a little bit of pullback in a minor trend line scale, though. You can kind of see we are top of this resistance channel and we kind of had some kind of pullback. So kind of be interesting to see how that plays out. And even the 10-year higher yields can put pressure on the market. Right now, you can see that we are just kind of rejecting at previous resistance on the yields right here. So we would again need over this 4.2% level to put pressure on equities. Yeah, with that being said, let's look at this week's watch list. The first one I have is CVS. The reason is you can see this is, the breakout level. As long as we stay over 76, we do have an unfilled gap to fill at 79. So I do think we could have a nice, 4 or 5% move on CVS as long as we hold, this level at 76. We break, we probably, come back down to $70 on CVS. So I thought that would be a decent intraday, intra-week kind of play. You look at the daily chart, you'll be able to see that we gapped up, came back to test, and we've kind of made a bullish engulfing. You can kind of see the gap. So as long as you kind of hold over 76, we should be able to push up to 79 on CVX. Next one is crowd. Again, like the market, super crowded, made a shooting star on a gap up. If it wants, it'll probably make another high on a Monday. But yeah, I am looking, for it to break 330. If it does, we have a gap to fill at 322. And I do think, we're gonna come down to test 300, at least on crowd. So look for a short this week off a high on crowd. Or if it can break 330, it's gonna come back down here in 300 on crowd. The next one I have is actually FedEx, and it's kind of similar to CVS. We're in sideways consolidation, right? We've had 3 inside days and kind of, range bound between 243 and you could say 240 on FedEx for like at least a week. So if you go to the weekly chart, you'll be able to see that it had a super bearish engulfing. Now it's trying to, break back, over support. So I would say if it can hold 242, we do have an unfilled gap to 248 to fill on FedEx. But if we start to break below 240, right, we're going to come make a new low. We need to stay within this range, kind of push to that gap higher on FedEx. Last but not the least, let's go back to PDD. Worked really well for us all the way from here. So, I mean, this could be a wave 4 as long as personally we stay below 130. We could make that something we could, before we come down, or just reject before we come down. But yeah, we start to break 127 again. Probably gonna, come down to like 118 to fill that gap. So yeah, it's kind of what I see on PDD. All right, that's all I have for this week. I hope you have a great day.
Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more Wolf's weekly Wavelist videos and other content.